Ah, what a day! What a day! Welcome to the Test Down Podcast. I'm your host. I am Tez24. We definitely the ones, and we got a lot of show for y'all today. I'm still under the weather. If you can't tell, I got my trusty tea with me. I got my water bottle. I'm gonna try to make some stuff happen, y'all. Before we get going, I just want to say, hey, whatever you pray to, whoever you pray to, I'm not gonna tell anybody what to do. Pray for the country. Pray for your people. Keep everybody close that you love, and that's all I got to really say about it. You know what I mean? Um, keep your loved ones close, man. Celebrate them while they're here. In today's episode, we got, like I said, it's a lot. It's a lot to do today. There's so much to do. In today's episode, we're gonna run down big mistakes that are going on in Cleveland and in Chicago, and how to rectify these mistakes if it can even be rectified. I'm not sure that it can. I'm not sure that it can. Title of today's episode is called Consequences for Your Actions. As you guys are well aware, consequences for your actions today. There's going to be consequences for a lot of people's actions today. We're speaking specifically about the actions of these specific people. We're going to run down a couple of people's opinions. We're going to go down to a couple of people's life experiences, and we're gonna keep it moving from there, y'all. All right, let's jump into the show. Souls of Thought, what's up, man? 333 in the chat. Souls of Thought, I appreciate you, brother. Let's get cracking.
Word on the street is that the non-biased Cleveland Browns fan has spoken, and it's hitting Cleveland organization in the wallets real hard.
Yeah. What they thought? They thought they were gonna have a full stadium. No. People was coming to see Shedeur. That's it. That's all. Nobody don't want to come see them rest of them teammates.
According to the local Cleveland fans, the Browns owner is angry after seeing rows of empty orange seats at last week's game.
We was coming to see Shedeur. And until you put Shedeur on the field, Browns, yeah, them seats is going to stay empty.
This tends to be the typical conversation that's going on in Cleveland. They saw what they wanted. The fans saw what they wanted in Cleveland. And the organization decided that they didn't want to give it to them. And so if the organization doesn't want to give you what you're looking for, why would you buy tickets? Why would you buy tickets to an organization to watch a game that you don't want to see with a quarterback that you don't want to see?
Because what are y'all doing all this recruiting for if the man got to be the third string quarterback and don't get no play when y'all know he's just as good as the first string quarterback? Yeah, make it make sense. But y'all playing all in Deion Sanders' face. You started with his first son, and now you're telling his other son that he may not even see the field. What is he on your team for? What did you recruit him for if you're not going to play the man? But guess what? You'll play him because them ticket sales going to go down. Them ticket sales going to plummet because they're not there to see no other teammates. They're there to see Shedeur. You know it. I know it. The world knows it. So until you put him on the field, Browns, your seats in your stadium is going to be empty. And the watch time of your games is going to be no watch time. Sorry. He is the watch time. He is what we want to see. So, yeah, this is a PSA. Put him on the field or empty stage. You choose. Like, repost, comment, tell me, do you feel the same way I feel? We looking for Shedeur. Period. Thank me later. Toodles.
When it comes to the Browns, if Shedeur's not playing, I'm not watching the Browns, and I'm gonna start the petition for real.
I was just about to say that. We protested.
Yeah, I'm protesting.
I'm not mad at it.
NFL owner of the Cleveland Browns, Jim Haslam. You mad? Why? Because people ain't coming up to the games. You ain't selling out Cleveland Browns Stadium. They ain't watching on TV. Your ratings are down. Why? Because you didn't play Shedeur Sanders.
It's all about the money. You money-hungry, greedy fools.
Worried about your pops. What you worried about him for?
And we the fans will never bring up Cleveland again unless he faces you in a game against your pathetic organization.
See, you wanted Joe Flacco. Now, I like Joe Flacco, but he ain't Shedeur Sanders. We want Shedeur Sanders in there. All right? Ticket sales have plummeted. Okay, or why viewer ratings have plummeted. Okay, they're not buying your stuff and your jerseys anymore, Jim Haslam, because you don't want to pay Shedeur Sanders. Cleveland, you're terrible. You're terrible. Myles Garrett, you shouldn't sign a new contract. You should have got out. Y'all won't win 5 games this year unless you put Shedeur Sanders in, and nobody's coming to the games. It was half full. That means it was half empty. No Shedeur. We ain't watching. Jim Haslam, I love it. You're furious. You're mad. You're pissed off. You're ticked off. There's nothing you can do because the people have spoken.
Browns fans are very serious about their love for Shedeur Sanders, and they don't want to go to these games without being able to see him. I don't think that's a problem. I feel like if the Browns knew what they were going to do, they should have just ran with Shedeur Sanders. That's the most bang for your buck, if you're asking me. So we're going to shift gears a little bit, unless you guys want to talk about this situation, but I think it's funny. I think that the fans not going to see the games in Cleveland because they want to see Sanders, and not seeing him play, they don't want to go. So there's a lot of fans that are pretty upset about it. But unless you guys want to talk more about it, we're going to shift gears. We're going to move on to our next quarterback, and that's Caleb Williams. He had a press conference about his plan for the Detroit Lions after the embarrassing come-from-behind loss that they took to Minnesota at home on Monday Night Football. If you guys didn't know, the Bears are 11 of 12 for their last 12 games. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good at all. They have a losing streak. Shout out to South Rain. What's happening? They have a losing streak. It's ugly. We're going to keep it moving.
Well, when you watch the film and you see some of the throwing inaccuracies, what goes through your mind when you're seeing yourself play that way?
Yeah, it's frustrating because like I said after the game, is like you did everything up to that point right, and then you missed a pass. And it's frustrating.
It's not even just that, Caleb. They're talking about the fact that you didn't just miss a pass. You missed a lot of passes, and you were choking during the game. You really were.
And that's something that we practice on, something that we get after, and something that I'm going to keep, getting after, keep correcting. It's passes that I feel that I typically don't miss in those, moments and situations, and especially with, some of the passes being what they were and how wide open, and you miss and you move on and you correct, and you find ways to get better.
At the start of the second half, the 3 and out, 3 straight misses, did it feel like some of those throws that were off target kind of came in spurts as you watched it back, and were you able to put your finger on maybe why that was?
Yeah, I think some of it, the coming in spurts aspect of it, I think it came from something as simple as the footwork and just being
lack of focus, maybe.
And on top of that, and being smooth with that, even if footwork was right, it's just being smooth with it, not being hesitant and letting it rip, and I think that's always something.
Guys, I need y'all to pay attention to a couple of things. Body language on the field is one of the most important things that you can have. Because if you looked at the body language between the 2 quarterbacks that were playing this past Monday night, you would see one quarterback look completely confident in what he's doing. And that was J.J. McCarthy. Caleb Williams in the second half looked like a deer in the headlights. Frustrated, confused, lethargic at some points, not wanting to be there. That's just the way that it looked. I'm not saying that's exactly what happened, but that's definitely the way that it looked.
That quarterbacks need to have in their mind, and something I always try and have in my mind is be decisive. And decisiveness always wins. And when you start being hesitant, things like that, you start missing passes and easy passes that you feel that you don't typically miss.
How would you describe your responsibility in the false start issues that popped up in the first half?
Yeah, I think some of it is obviously, it's on me being able, maybe say it louder in the huddle, or, maybe not be as aggressive on, punching the gas on the cadence, or whatever the case may be. whatever it is, we'll fix and we'll handle. And
AKA, I'm rushing the cadence. And because I'm rushing the cadence, it's throwing off everyone else's timing.
I'll handle on my end whatever I need to handle, and we'll be better, with that here coming up.
What's your 1/11th in handling that going forward to make sure that doesn't?
Yeah, like I said, it's either saying it louder in the huddle, recommunicating it, when we get to the line or whatever the case may be, or things like that, small things like that, goes a long way.
What's your understanding of what Ben wants you to do when you get out of the pocket? We've had coaches here who coach.
That's just a dumb question to begin with. But as you guys can see, he's trying to gain some poise. He's trying to get media savvy. Probably should be already. I'm not going to crucify him. He's a young quarterback. Let's see what he does this weekend. So, speaking of the upcoming football week, tonight is a matchup for the ages. Has implications for the NFC, both the North and the East. We have Washington versus Green Bay. Let's preview Washington Green Bay. Defensive matchup. We're going to get some offense in there, but it's going to be a mostly defensive matchup. He said Detroit will be fine. New coaches, new schemes. That's true. Facts. They're going to be just fine. They can be just fine. What up, Yada? How you doing? Woohoo! They're going to be all right. So I think it's time to move into the meat of the show today. Yesterday, we had some conversation, and that guy, Andy Tate, was having a conversation with Brittany Renner about what she was going on. Y'all asked me to do this. I didn't choose to do it, so I'm going to do it because y'all asked me to. I'm going to continue that conversation that they were having, and then we're going to talk about it. We will talk about it. So let's go.
Andrew, I want to hear. Because you've been through a lot in your life. When she told me that you were going to be on and we were going to be on this panel together, I started watching a bunch of your videos, and it really was like there's so much that you have been through, which is why you have a well of wisdom, right? And the difference between me and you is that you're glorified for it, and I am burned at the stake for everything that I've been through. And it's so funny because people have always said that we were two sides of the same coin as far as if Andrew Tate gets banned, Brittany Renner should get banned because we are all about accountability and fucking truth, right?
Yeah.
Really? Accountability. All right.
Okay. So you've been through a lot. I've been through a lot. I'm seen as used goods. You're seen as a high value man. Yep. So if you're me, then what? What's next?
Yeah, it's really interesting. And it's interesting you make that observation, and you are correct. That's the difference between the masculine and the feminine. It's unfair, I guess. The world's not fair, but that's the difference between the masculine and the feminine. Men are respected for going through things and surviving, and women are the complete opposite. They're shamed for going through things and surviving. If you look at women love scars on men for a reason. He's gone through something. They're
war wounds.
Yeah, men don't want a chick covered in scars. I'll say this right now, that a woman, the more trauma she goes through, the more masculine she naturally becomes. And if you were to give me my ideal woman, I would not have wanted her to have a hard life and a bunch of trauma. I like the idea of her having a soft feminine life and being a soft person, and I can take care of her and protect her. Whereas as a man, to be a good man, you need to have been through a bunch of trauma, because if you haven't been through trauma as a man, you're a weakling. You have to have been through a bunch of shit. So the masculine, the feminine is a very interesting point there.
Before we keep going, you know what? This is a place for dialogue. I need everybody that's watching. I need y'all to get in the comment section. I need y'all to rapid fire whatever opinions that you have while this is going on. This is not just going to be, a stroke session of us just listening to them. I want y'all opinions. Are either one of them talking some facts? Are either one of them telling some truths right here? Do men have to go through something? Do they? I'll give you my opinion later. But for now, I want to see y'all's, and I want to hear this. As you are well aware of, this whole conversation started because it was an argument about PJ Washington and Brittany Renner, and this man is somehow throwing himself into it. So we're gonna keep on going and seeing what's up. I know a lot of people hate him. I'm not too familiar with his work. I didn't watch this. We're watching it now together, so we're gonna get it all together. So y'all get for asking me to do this. I'm gonna do it anyway.
As for, I don't know your history. I don't know the past, but we can just talk in generalizations in regards
people
to
like me, I guess, under the same umbrella. It doesn't have to be personal.
I don't know any of it, but we'll give generalizations. One of the main reasons that men are scared of a female with history is because it makes the man insecure, and scared dogs bite. So this is why men will snap or get angry quick, or they'll bring up if you get an argument with him, he'll bring up your history, whatever. But a lot of it is insecurity. And
So he says that men do not want to pull up a woman's past because of their own insecurity. He might be onto something. We're gonna keep going. He said men don't want to deal with a woman's past because of their own insecurities.
It's not insecurity because the man is insecure. The female paradigm in society convinces men, any man who says anything, you're insecure. It's not insecure in that way. It's insecure in a very realistic, logical way. Like I was saying earlier, she's had a lot of life experience. Let's be honest. Am I the richest guy she's ever had? No. Am I the most famous guy she's ever had? No. Am I the best looking guy she's ever had? No. Like, what's keeping her here? And then part of it comes down to, well, am I second place? If she could do better, would she do better? Like, there's a whole bunch of insecurity involved. And that's where tiny things, like I'm talking, I know it sounds like tiny things about favorite car brand become more important than ever, right? It's your job as a woman, regardless of how much sexual history you've had or what guy you're with, etc. It's your job as a woman to make your man feel secure in the fact and make him feel like a man, like Auntie was saying, make him feel like the man, no matter what he does, so that he feels like.
I would hazard a guess, and I'm just going to throw this out there. I don't think it's her job to make you feel like the man. I think you should just feel like the man if you're the man, regardless of what she thinks. That's just me, though. That's just me. Different strokes for different folks. It's just me. Yada said, a secure man will ask questions he wants to know. They don't care about the past. They care about the transparency. Insecure men take it personally because they ask for comparison, not to understand. And we all know that comparison is the thief of joy. I like that one right there. I'm going to leave that up there. A secure man will ask questions he wants to know. They don't care about the past. They care about the transparency. Insecure men take it personally because they ask for comparison, not to understand. I like that take. Sounds good. Sounds real good.
You really, truly believe he's the best choice for you on the planet. That's your job to do. Now, if you've had a checkered past, that's perhaps more difficult. You need to be more tactful with it, more tactical about it. But you have to achieve the same result. You have to do the exact same thing, right? So, yeah, it's easy for me if I get a 21-year-old virgin from some village in Slovakia and I'm multi-millionaire Andrew Tate. Of course, it's a very easy. She's never had better. She'll never get better. She's never been anywhere. Boom, boom, easy one, right? But like you said, the world's not so idealistic. The reality is that people have had relationships, et cetera, et cetera. But a man is happiest in the relationship when he feels like man in the house and when he truly feels like you believe he's the best man that you could possibly ever get and have ever gotten. Because a man is jealous. I'll tell you something.
So just for the record, I think he's speaking on strictly monogamous relationships. I may be wrong. Like I said, I'm not too familiar with this content, or either one of these people, but this came up in our mutual conversations about what's going on with the woman that he's speaking with, was Brittany Renner, and PJ Washington, her ex-baby daddy, I don't know. She's been married to a couple different industry guys, kids by a couple of them, professional industry person. Let's just say that. Without throwing shade. We're not going to throw shade right now.
I used to say this to girls as like a joke. And I used to
There's
say,
truth in jest.
I used to say, no, but I say it's a joke. So you cheated on me before I met you. And she'd be like, what do you mean? I didn't even know you. It's like, yeah, you fucked that guy before I even knew you. You cheated on me. And they used to laugh, whatever. But that's how men think. That's the male mind. Like, I love you. And you've been fucked by who? But I didn't know you.
Nah, I don't think like that. I don't think like that. I'm a little bit different. I'm not thinking about, everything that she's done in her past. But I also know, like, it's 2025, y'all. If you meet somebody, the odds are they've been around the block. And you got to understand that. So a secure man doesn't need a woman to make him a man. However, women will stroke that ego for you when they feel safe in their feminine energy, that is, to emphasize that masculine energy. I mean, yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Yeah, they should anyway, in my opinion. They should stroke that ego. I mean, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing as a man, I mean, it should be easy for that to happen. It's when you're not fulfilling your obligations as a man that you start to be like, oh, she ain't doing nothing she's supposed to do. Then y'all shouldn't even be together, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't really worry too much about all that extra stuff. Like, yeah, you have to be able to ask the questions that you want to ask. But assuming that she's, I go into it thinking that she's done everybody and everything, and then maybe you if you still like her then okay. But to be honest, who's looking for the 21-year-old Slovakian chick that he's talking about? Maybe some people are. I don't know, man. We got to hear some more because I don't know. I'm conflicted.
I don't care if you knew me. You should have waited. What do you mean? But that's the male mind. So he is at competition with all of your exes and all of your lifestyle and all the things you've done permanently. And it's down to you as a woman to sit there and go, how do I make him secure in himself and secure in his masculinity and make him believe that investing in me is still worthwhile because I still truly value him, despite the fact that I could do X, Y, Z. I hope that gives some clarity, but that's the answer.
So do you know what I would have said? I would have said, if a friend got in that situation, come off social media and just raise your child. So the next the person who meets you's got nothing to. Like I never knew you. I never knew who you were because I've never heard of you before. So when I spoke,
I will make this point, so they do be sounding perfect in the chat. They do be sounding perfect in the chat. They always sound perfect in the chat. Always. Every time.
To you. By the way the way you're saying like what's on the internet. Let me just say, you're a nicer person.
She can't get her thoughts out.
What you sound like what you perceive to be. Mm-hmm. Like you were saying, that Pearl's got, there, she's a whore, and I've heard the name, but I don't know anything about you. And I was saying that if you didn't have nothing on social media about your checkered past, and you met somebody the same way how I met you and I conversed and I got to know you, is the same way that they would.
Yeah, and it is interesting, and
it actually is very interesting. So your social presence is a huge factor, right? Most men do judge themselves even with the women. Yes, they do. They do. Most men do judge themselves even with a woman with a past. If it wasn't true, body count wouldn't matter. Again, most men do. Most men do. Yes, they do. I think half the issue is she just brought it up because I like this because I'm not very familiar with this guy either. Because one, I was, over the years, I've been around a lot of people that hate this guy. And they say that he don't say nothing good, that he's a misogynist and all that. And so far, this has been very honest dialogue between the two of them, especially considering what she's been through. So this woman, I don't know her name, but shout out to her in the red. She said it the best. If you didn't have the social presence that you had on the internet, nobody would know half of this stuff. So they couldn't judge you based on that stuff because they see it. So yeah, if I see somebody's profile and it's crazy looking, then I'm going to be like, okay, this person is obviously insane in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I don't want to deal with them. That's just life. That's the facts. But yeah, shout out Souls. He is right though. Most men do judge themselves even with a woman's past. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Most men do.
Also, back to the masculine and feminine, right? Because I'm all over the internet, and supposedly I'm misogynist and I'm evil and all this crap,
I just said it, yeah.
If I meet a girl, even if she disagrees with me, in fact, I'll say this. I've never, ever met a single female who's ever come up to me and disagreed with me. Every woman comes up to me and loves what I say. But let's imagine I met this imaginary girl. She was sitting. And if I were to have a 10-minute conversation with her, by the time I explained the level to which they tried to destroy me, how they tried to freeze all my bank accounts, raise illegal charges against me, put me in jail for things I didn't do, put a travel ban, take my passport, all this garbage. By the time I explain how hard they tried to hurt me and failed, she'll want me. Because she'll be like, you can't kill this guy. And that's going to be it. Like, you say a bunch of shit I don't like, but you know what? You're the man. So it is about experience, and it is different. And that's a really good point about social media. Social media amplifies all of this shit. It amplifies all these problems. Everything we're discussing, everything we've discussed back to the beginning, from status to promiscuity to your past, it's all social media. Without social media, a lot of it goes away.
Yeah. And I think that's why me and my man last so long is that he doesn't do social media, and there's nothing on there about me.
I feel like to answer your question too, because I have had people say that as a solution, and it's like, you can run but you cannot hide from the truth. And I have shared why my voice has been so impactful and will continue to be impactful is because I have put myself out there and I have been punished for being honest. So it's like I have been given a platform and a voice for a reason. Even sitting down in this conversation thinking there's not one person I'm probably gonna
So I'm gonna stop her He's also not in America anymore. No, he's not. He's not. Um, she just got advice from another woman that was very solid and sound advice, in my opinion. And now she's pushing back on it. And I kind of have to look at this from the lens of this is no longer a situation where you have a bunch of men telling the women what to do. You have other women who are talking to these women about this. I feel like the amount of arguments because you liked her pic on IG is definitely facts. Yeah, exactly. If you limit your social presence to certain things, then you are okay. And I think, oh man, I mean, I want to hear the rest of this. I'm trying not to prejudge today, y'all. I'm trying not to preconceive all the time.
I agree with and probably going to want to leave. I have been called here for a reason. So it's like I can't go against what is in my
She believes it's her God-given right to be on social media now.
heart and what I am coded to be. And that's why I feel like it's important for me to sit here and represent people who feel like me, because it's like I don't want to say I didn't choose. I don't even want to say that. I just feel like I don't see a lot of women under my umbrella who feel the way that I feel. I don't see opinions shared that would be worded the way that I feel. Nothing. I feel like a lot of my thoughts are very unique, and it's kind of scary because I have been through different things. I see the world in a different place, and when I even speak online, people think I'm fucking speaking Swahili.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I know exactly what you're saying, and you're making good points. And it's just, I think that regardless of whether, like, we're talking about different positions. I compare everything to chess. I know it's annoying. We're looking at different positions on the chessboard, but the rules are still the same, right?
Okay.
No matter how bad your position is or how good your position is, you're still trying to achieve the same objectives. And you want the man to get high status, and you want the man to feel secure in himself. And I think it's very difficult. I can only talk from the male perspective because I am a man. It is very difficult if I were to meet a woman who I liked very much, but she had X whatever, past whatever. My concerns would be, how do I know that I'm still the number one? How do I know I'm most important in her life, especially if I don't measure up in certain key metrics? And two, the second thing that's most scary for men is we understand that men are constantly after what we have. Like, your inboxes are all full. Like, they may not be with guys you want to reply to, but guys are still trying to get it. That's the male life. The male life is people are trying to take everything from me. And that's very scary. And you have to make your man really believe like that's impossible.
I will say that is a literal fact. Every day that we survive, every day that we live, we do realize that there are other men trying to take everything from us. Comparison does not equal happiness. No, comparison is a thief of joy. Legitimately. You can't be happy if all you're doing is comparing. That's all. You can't. In any way, shape, form, or fashion, you can't be happy if all you're doing is comparing things. You compare your life to other people's lives, compare your wife to other people's wives, husband, all that. Comparison is a thief of joy. But we do know that there are men out there who are trying to take everything from us all the time. I think every day we wake up, we know that.
If a man truly believes that nobody can take you from him, he's going to love you in a different way. You can give me 2 carbon copies of the same chick, but one I think might cheat in the right circumstances, and one I know no matter what would never leave me. The love I'll feel for this one is a different planet to the love I feel for this one, even though they're the same person, right? Because that's every man's biggest fear, is a woman cheating or leaving, because there's something visceral and something different.
Is it though? I don't think that's my biggest fear. I think I've kind of eradicated myself from most fears, if not all of them. But that's a different story for a different time, for a different show.
About it. I know I talk things and I say men can do things and women can't and all this stuff. But like, if a woman cheats on a man, that hurts the man at a level that it doesn't hurt the woman if the man cheats on her. It's different. It's different biologically. It's different evolutionarily. Like, that's what men used to fight and die over. You talk to my chick. You look at my
cut his
chick.
dick off.
Yeah, it's like you demasculinize him on every level. Like, and this is why you see these TikToks, right? You see these TikToks. Me and my man went on a break, got back together. He fucked 20 girls, and now he's crying because I went on a date. Yes, completely yes. Because the damage level is different. It's just a different thing. So you have to understand the paradigms. You have to understand to play the game. And that's how you make men happy. And I know very well how I like to believe that I would know very well how to make a woman happy. And I know, and whether I do that or not is a conscious decision. And that's where you get to a certain level of grandmastery, where if I get a woman, I will literally decide out of 10, how happy do I want her? Does she deserve to be happy 10? Or should I keep her like crying half the time? That it's very conscious, and women don't think that way. But I'm saying if you're a cunning woman, you can be like that. You could be a bit more like, you know what? I want him infatuated with me. This guy ain't worth the time. That guy I want. And then when you're going to do that, just like the game of chess, you play chess. It's not big moves that make you lose. It's small positional plays. It's that time you argued about your favorite car. It's the time you disagreed with him about the favorite band. It's the dumb shit that adds up. Whereas really, truthfully, if you're truly smart about the game, you can get him to a point after a few months where he's like, she's my soulmate. She loves everything I love. We think the same. Our hearts are connected.
That whole second part is definitely true. He's talking a lot. Yeah, way too much. He ain't giving them a chance to really talk. He's not really giving them a chance to talk. Like, they said a little bit, but then he said a lot of extra stuff. But he's diving into stories and like trying to basically take them back to square one. I thought we would have got a little bit more meat out of it. You know what? I'm gonna let him finish up. Make it big real quick. You know what I'm saying? Let him finish up. Where's the other one at? That's a good question. No, he's saying way too much. Like, it's something we call teaching the game. And you'll see me commenting. You're not about to see me comment on it. Nope. He's trying to feel heard. Ha! He is talking too much. They telling the game. Can't tell the secrets to the game.
Boom. And then you're safe. Just don't fuck it up from there. That's the game.
But I just feel like it's so contradicting to feel like what your overall message is, which is about truth. So it's like if my truth, like if it can be destroyed by the truth, it should be destroyed by the truth. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like why it's really mind-boggling to me, because I feel like how could you even be mentally, emotionally, sexually stimulated by a woman who is just agreeable and it doesn't have her own mind. I just don't see that.
That is exactly what every man wants. We don't want you to be complete robots. We're not saying we can't have a joke with you. We can't say we can't have a laugh with you. We're not saying you can't have a personality. But when it comes to things like agreement, there is not a single man in the world who's going to say she's too agreeable. She just agrees with me on it. She agrees with me on all the important things in my life. She's too agreeable. I want someone else. Fuck no. You're completely and utterly wrong on that point. It's a huge point. This idea that I understand if you're a complete doormat and you set no standards, men might walk all over you. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about agreeability and agreeableness as a whole. Men love the idea of an agreeable woman because it gives status and it makes the man feel like he's a teacher and it makes the man feel in charge and it satisfies his ego. And to you, they may be small, little, tiny points, but to him, they're a big deal. If I were to sit, I'm telling you right now, if I were to sit with one of my chicks or whatever, or my chick, and I'll just sit in the Lambo and say, Lambo's the best car of all of them. I prefer the Lambo. And she goes, I don't like that one. I'm like, listen, I bought them all and I fucking said this is the best one. Shut up. It would annoy me because that's my reality. I want her to become part of my reality. It's the thing. And you talk about truth. It's interesting because the truth of your heart and the truth of your soul is to be happy. That's truth. Truth is for you to end up happy. Now, if you have to sit there and agree on a especially on a subject you don't give a fuck about, right? If it's something you care about and you are very knowledgeable about, if it's ancient Roman history and you have a degree in ancient Rome, then fine, argue the point. But if it's cars or something you don't even give a shit about, you're missing the chance to get points on the scoreboard, an easy free throw, and you're just fucking it up going, no. Why?
Why are you telling them everything? That's the better question. Why are you telling them everything? Don't. Sometimes it's better if you teach. Lead by example. You ain't gotta talk about it, man. I ain't gotta talk about it. I'm not gonna talk about it. I wish there was more meat on that one, other than him trying to give the keys to the castle to everybody and anybody. Or I don't know what the point of it was, to be honest. Yeah, I do feel like you want people to fake the funk, then you tell them exactly how to do it. That's a little bit messed up. The only thing that I'm going to comment on about that was, yes, when you're dealing with somebody, especially a relationship, and they argue about stupid little things that don't matter, they do add up, and you do like them less. You like them so much less to the point of where every one of those things starts to cascade and snowball into a bigger issue. And that's usually where it happens. Here's food for thought, though, guys. If you want something, open your mouth on both sides. If you need something, communicate your needs. But trying to take it out and punish somebody for it is probably not going to work very well, especially in 2025. So, speaking of things not working out very well, like I said, today is about consequences for your actions.
And just like that, it's time for another text receipt. Shout out to our girl, Daphne, the queen of accountability.
So, I recently started watching a lot and seeing a lot online of Daphne, the queen of accountability. Y'all go find out real quick why she's the queen of accountability. But Daphne, she tends to go after all of the crazy stuff on the internet that she sees, but she sticks to her own. By her own, I mean women. And we got women in the chat. We got men in the chat. We're going to see what y'all talking about, how y'all feel about Daphne and what she did. And once again, this is fresh. I haven't seen it. We about to right now, though, together.
She's been posting left and right, y'all. So this video probably gonna be a long one because we got some stuff to check out from her. Let's see what Daphne talking about here so we can kind of get an understanding of what we about to get into with this text receipt. The queen says she knew her rent was due and tried to pull a fast one. She wasted this man's time, but he had a backup. Men are wising up and recognizing broke behavior. Thoughts? Let's see what this is. All right, so let's see where this is gonna go. So based on the first couple of messages here, look like it's starting with the woman. She says, can you get a refund or the time pass? The man responds, no, 24-hour cancellation window for guests within 7 days of booking. We check in Friday. What's wrong? The woman responds, I can't stay with you for the weekend because something came up. The guy responds,
I'm going to give y'all the premise of this story before I let him continue. So the premise of this story is this woman met this guy. They've been going on dates. He planned a vacation trip for them, hotel trip, and now she's trying to get him to pay her rent from the way that it sounds. She's trying to get him to pay her rent and go on the trip. And so she knows the rules of the trip. They had a whole conversation about it, the whole nine. You know, she said she was good to go. Obviously, he's upset a little bit because I would be too if I planned a whole trip and now you're telling me you can't go because you didn't plan to take care of your money the right way. We're going to go ahead and look at it.
Something like what? Call me. He hits her back. Call me is going to your voicemail. Oh, I guess he tried to call her and she wasn't picking up. So she finally responds to him with a text message. She says, I can't at the moment, but I'm going to be honest. I was expecting money today to complete my rent. And I've been hit with a 3-day letter to pay or quit. What? I can't spend a weekend with you knowing I have to figure out how I'm going to get that. Plus the fees they added. I'm effed. I'm sorry to ruin the plans. Sorry to ruin the plans. Get out of here. Like she's trying to get her rent paid.
Was she really sorry, though? Or was she just trying to get her rent paid? Was she... give me a threes in the chat if y'all think she was just trying to get her rent paid. Was she really in a bad situation? 3 days? I don't know. You know what? Like I said, I reserve judgment until I see it all. But seeing as how Daphne is in on this, Daphne usually keeps it $150.
And go on this trip. The guy responds back, damn, Kamaria, you pick the Airbnb and I booked it for the weekend, paying almost $1,000. I can't get my money back now. You could have told me this ish earlier on. I know that's right. Ooh, you better come on this trip, woman. Forget that mess. You feel bad? You can't pay your rent? You should feel worse that I spent money on this trip and now I got to go by myself. She says, I'm sorry. You can't cancel? I didn't want you to know I was going through this.
Transparency. That's transparency issues. So she went through and planned this whole thing. She planned it. She planned this whole shindig with him. And now she can't go. And she's telling her that she didn't want him to know that she was going through financial problems. Why would you waste anybody's time going through this to only say, I didn't want you to know, but I planned it anyway? That's very disingenuous. Dangerous, even. Dangerous. I don't know what these people be thinking when they do this type of stuff.
The guy responds, are you really sorry? You knew you still had to pay rent when I booked it. How much you owe? The woman responds, $2,000. The man responds, fuck. How much you paid so far? She responds, $400. The guy responds, this is beyond wow. You don't have friends or family to ask? The woman responds, no one has it. I asked. Hey, bro, go ahead and find you another woman to take on this trip.
Yeah.
Find you another woman to take on this trip because she's wasting your time, fool.
Yeah,
And she's trying to waste your money trying to get you to pay her rent. She's supposed to be a grown woman. She better have her rent figured out. She don't even need to be planning no trip without making sure that she got her responsibilities covered.
She don't like you, bro. That's what it is. She don't like you. Might not have been an easy conversation, but dude is out of money. Get the fuck out. Yeah. She don't like him very much, but she also trying to use him. This sounds like a very, very good manipulation tactic. She is manipulating the whole situation. See, here's the thing. From what we've gathered so far, not only did she choose where they were going to go, she was a huge part of planning it. She knew this was a problem in advance. That's why I'm calling shenanigans. I'm calling shenanigans because of that. We're going to get over this cold, y'all. This illness, we're going to beat it. We're almost out of the woods. But thank y'all for bearing with me.
The guy responds, fuck. The woman responds, I know, I'm sorry, I can't come. I really want to. I hate you have to cancel and lose the money.
Oh, no. I see something. I see the emojis, y'all. I see the emojis. Anytime you see the emojis like that, she can't possibly be telling the truth. She can't possibly be telling the truth. Not with the emojis. She ain't telling the truth.
Cancel? Really trying to get this man to lose his money. He gonna go on this trip. The guy responds, all good. The woman responds, you ain't mad about having to cancel? Does she want him to be mad? Because why is she asking that? The guy responds, I ain't canceling. I told you he ain't canceling. The woman responds, you're going to stay at the Airbnb alone? That's even worse. Why is that worse? How is that worse? No, that's better than losing out on all that money. Huh? Just because you can't go don't mean I ain't about to go have some fun. The guy responds, I got someone I can call. I hope you get your written order. I'm moving on. Ooh, my boy, this is how you do it. That's how it's done. I can't wait to see how she gonna respond to this. Woo. She responds, as you're not talking to me anymore? The guy responds, right. I know that's right, but I wouldn't talk to hands no more either. We don't talk to broke women. Hey, they hate that, boy. They hate that because they say that junk all the time. Woman responds, I should have seen that coming. Typical for men. That's fine. Goodbye then. He should have saw you coming because you the problem. The guy responds, look, what's her name? Camaria. You didn't see that rent coming? Typical for someone broke. Yo, that's what I'm talking about. The woman responds, what a shitty thing to say. Hey, when the shoe is on the other foot, so stop calling men broke because they ain't got their money right. Most people in this country ain't got their money right. And what make it so bad, it'd be broke ones calling other folks broke. How you mad I'm broke when you just as broke, if not more broke than me? You the one can't pay your rent, I can pay mine. Hey, I'm looking at this thing comment from this dude right here. And he says, had one like this years ago. Her phone bill was due. She texted me and said, my cell phone bill is due and I'll be short this month. He responded back, hell, you're gonna be short next month and the month after that too. Hey, fellas, we ain't paying no more bills. No more. If they don't live in the same household as us, meaning we utilizing the same bills, guess what? Shit, they on their own. I'm gonna need y'all to stop simping right now. If you're watching this and you've been paying her bills and she don't at least have your child or living under the same roof as you, go ahead and get off my channel. You ain't even welcome here no more. Real talk, don't do what y'all gonna do. I could care less. It ain't my life. It's y'all life. Understand? All right, y'all. Look, we about to move on to a Facebook argument. This woman
Oh, thanks. I wasn't saying nothing, but yeah, I'm just laughing at this whole situation. So I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I didn't have the same situation happen to me, but a very similar situation happened to me way back in the day. Way back in the day. We're talking about over a decade. I planned a trip to Disney and everything that was down there in Florida. I was gonna have a good time. You know, I hadn't been on a vacation. Like literally, I hadn't been on a vacation. And so I was about to go on a vacation as an adult. Never had been on one as an adult. So it's that time. Had everything planned out, everything was paid for. And then she hit me with the, I can't afford, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Why can't you afford something this cheap? Your only responsibility was to get your plane ticket. Your only responsibility, mind you, this wasn't a situation of somebody that I was in love with. We had not been in a relationship. We were seeing each other. We hadn't even sealed the deal yet. She basically invited herself because I was talking about going on this trip. I was going regardless. So she hit me with the, I can't pay. And I said, cool. She's like, what do you mean? Cool. So what you gonna do then? So I'm going. And I went and I had a blast. I didn't invite a secondary person. I didn't do that. You know, I could have, didn't, chose to have my own piece. I went by myself. I had a blast. Got to explore Florida, Orlando area, that whole little, not gonna dox where I was, but it was a fantastic time and I enjoyed myself. Free of worrying about somebody's broke daughter. That's just how it was. And I don't think that she was really broke because she lives a lavish lifestyle, way more lavish than me at the time, I would say. I just feel like she just wanted me to pay for her and also take advantage of the fact that, like, in her mind, I was catching her. You know what I'm saying? Like, in her mind, I'm the fisherman out there trying to catch a big fish. What's up, Classic? How you doing? Glad you in here, man. Glad you in here, man. Add another 3 to that. I feel you. We're going to go to the next one just because this is funny, and I want to see what happened in this one, too, and then we're going to move on.
And gets on Twitter. She has this to say about a man. She says, this ninja said he was 6'1", athletic build. I met him at a restaurant, and he looked like he was 5'8" and fat. Why lie? Men be forever tricking women, then get mad.
Yo! So I follow Daphne, the queen of accountability, across social media because I think she's hilarious. I actually saw this one already. I didn't see it here, but I saw it when she posted it. So this, I hope y'all can laugh too. You should anyway. I'm gonna laugh about it.
When we embarrassed them. I'm sure he used old pictures to get at me. I couldn't even eat. I was so disgusted. Men ain't ish. She couldn't eat. She was so, I wonder what she looked like talking about she couldn't eat. I bet she looked like she could eat. Why? She bet she could eat. I bet. We're gonna find out though. Let me stop. Daphne, she responds. She says, and what did you tell him you were? The woman responds, why you want to know, ho? Ooh. Daphne didn't come at her like that. Why she gotta come at Daphne like that? Daphne responds, ho, did I disrespect you? Exactly. No, you didn't. The woman responds back, because it's always hoes like you in people's business. Why you want to know what I said about myself? You want some of me?
Ooh, always come at Daphne.
And then she got the little side eye emoji. Like, are you straight?
Hey, if y'all know Daphne and what Daphne be about, this is about to be some primetime cinema right here. Because Daphne does not play, especially when they get disrespectful. Especially.
Or not, woman. Why is you trying to insinuate that Daphne wants something actual with you? I don't get it. Is that her?
Ooh.
Is that supposed to be her? I knew she could eat. I knew it. You know what? Daphne says, I figured you would say that, her famous words, because after browsing through your pictures, I know you couldn't wait to eat. That woman talking about she couldn't eat. She was so disgusted. Woman, your ass ate everything on your plate and probably his too. Daphne says, calling him fat while your high-calorie self is built like an old linebacker. It's projection at its finest. You ain't ish. Woman responds back, ain't this rule number 3 violation that she posted my intellectual property?
Oh, now you want to talk about the rule violation.
Without my permission, automatic ban, right? The admin says nope. I'm dead.
No.
I'm dead.
No.
Oh man, let me guess. This woman's gonna delete her dang on post because now she's embarrassed.
Comment couldn't load.
Exactly.
Look, that clapback be epic, man. That clapback be epic. That clapback is epic every single time. Shout out to Daphne, the queen of accountability. Shout out to Daphne, the queen of accountability. She always comes up with this stuff. This guy's name is A Different Perspective. If you guys want to check out some of the Different Perspectives content, you can go ahead and do that. He's not a linked creator, but he loves to post the stuff. He does the same thing. He looks at what Daphne posts and he talks about it because it's funny. So we're gonna go to the next one. I mean, y'all already know how that's gonna play out anyway. You know, we already know. The next video that we're gonna review today is what happens when men and women get together and they get divorced or they break up, and the woman starts to feel a lot of the same pressures that the man feels traditionally. And today we're going to see a video and hear from some comedians, obviously, talking about this. I didn't want to go to the original video. Actually, you know what? I think I'm just going to go to the original video. I don't really want them in my show today. And since it's my show, I can do that. So let's just go to the original video, and we'll look at it that way. Yeah, that's a much better idea. Much better idea. I didn't want those comedians in the show today, y'all. If y'all want to see the comedians, sorry.
Yes, because I have to provide the lifestyle. I have to maintain the lifestyle at my house, at his house. That's my obligation, I guess, which is crazy to me. So crazy, you know, because I'm like, well, I want to stay more time with her too, you know.
Right.
They say technically if I want to and I don't want to work, I don't have to work. We can both just not work, and then we'll just give her that type of life, I guess, you know.
So the alternative is basically, if you don't want to have to pay for his lawyers, for him to maintain the lifestyle you had when you guys were together, because you make more money than him, the court expects you to provide your same lifestyle and he doesn't have to have a job. Or the alternative is, okay, you just don't work, he doesn't work, and then you guys just live with whatever's left.
Yeah.
The state of California is expecting you to fund him not having a job.
Yes, because I have to provide the lifestyle.
Yeah. So when we talk about it not being fair, it's not fair, is it? No, it's not fair. She's there's another part to it. You ain't gotta watch it. We got the gist of it already. No need to cloud up, you know, our conversation with what they got going on. But long story short, she was never fun on the other foot. I mean, there are a lot of strong women that I have met that don't want to put men on child support and blah, 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 blah. And same thing with alimony and pay them this, and this. But, you know, there's always your Kevin Federlines out there. You know, I don't know. Let's just say that I don't think that would be me in the case. You know, I don't think that would be me in the case. I feel like as a man, I got to work all the time anyway. But, man, it's got to suck when you realize, like, okay, well, yeah, these equality laws that we fought for are not exactly equality laws. It's the government doing whatever the government wants. If they feel like they can take money from you, they will. They will. I think it's time to visit our friends at the No Middleman Podcast. What do y'all think?
Early in his surgery and stuff. Classic did a code language or a question of the day about friends, and it really hit home to me. Classic put it in the chat the name of the title of that, but he talked about friends. Appreciate it, Classic. He said great show so far.
Classic.
Yeah. So this next topic we're going to hit actually has to do with Young Thug, who is another one that's on there. I want you guys to hear
the crazy part here.
I want you guys to hear about how he talks about still having love for Gunner, still feeling.
Again, you guys go and check out No Middleman Podcast. That's Uncle Plug TV, Souls of Thought, Classic Codes, and then Soft Rain. Y'all go ahead and check them out. You know, they're friends of the show, friends of me, and they give a lot of great perspectives in here. We're gonna catch this one. So if y'all missed the show the other night, this is a little excerpt from it from Intolerable. They're basically talking about in this instance, they're talking about, you know, your relationship with your friends, especially after things go awry. You know, I think we should get into the meat of it. Don't y'all think we should get into the meat of it? I think so too.
A certain way about Gunner, but I want you guys to hear the language. This is something I talk about a lot when it comes to men and friendships and brotherhood. Be very aware of the type of friends or people that you call friends. Yeah, and shout out to Class again. It's called Losing Friends. It was a code language, man. It was a great show. I highly recommend people. I told Class I still want to do that with him together again to this day because it was just a great.
Man, Classic be holding out on us is what it be. He be holding out on us, and then he hit us up later on. He'll be like, hey, what y'all think about this? Knowing we've been watching the whole time and we in tune, he'll shout us out in the chat. Hey, Tez, where you at? Norris, where you at? Rain, where you at? Plug, where you at? We right there. We want to talk about it with you. But it's good because we get to do this when we're not there.
Great show and like the things he said. So here's Young Thug talking about Gunner, and just listen to how he talks about somebody that he still cares for.
Bro, he done already did some shit that's a violation. Don't nobody really know about it but me and goddamn Cash, XO, my brother. He already done did some shit that was a violation that I was supposed to cut him off for. He already done did some shit where I was supposed to cut him off for. I just found a new way to love him. And I try to be how y'all live. I try to look at him from a different light and be like, maybe he understand. Maybe he know. You got to understand, bro. I had him man with me every day since late 2015. I had him man with me every day, bro. I made him man I made him a millionaire. Like, I bought his first apartment that he lived in. I bought it with my money. I made him put his money up. Keep your money. I bought it with my money because I had a little extras. I bought that shit. I went half and half with you to buy your mama house. Your mama first house, get her out of the hood. I did that. Me. I told you to go.
I'm gonna tell y'all, look, I got this on 1.5 speed. That man is hurt, but he feels like a victim in the situation. Am I lying? He's hurt, but he feels like a victim in this situation. He is hurt, but he feels like a victim in the situation. Look at the pain in his voice. It's not the determination. It's not that type of pain. This is, I mean, y'all get to see how much longer you on for. We got this. We have the random video, and then we got Q&A. So probably 20 minutes.
Go down there to the country town to get your daddy, no matter what your differences is with your daddy. I told you that. I know for a fact, me personally, I know your dad don't look at you like a real nigga. I know that. It's my man's. Your dad is my OG. He don't look at you like that. I made you go get your dad. I made you reunite with your family and do the right thing. I just poured my all into him, bro. I gave this nigga more time than my children, bro. I gave him more time than my kids. I gave him more time than my old lady. Like, I poured my life into these people, bro. Like, every second. I went half on your mama house and bought your mama house, bro, because you didn't have the money. I went half with you. I bought your brother his first truck and let you present it to him like you bought it. Your brother on the internet, man. Yeah, fuck that nigga Thug. Like, nigga, you don't even know what's going on. Like, you don't even know, bro. Relax. This shit that nobody don't know, but we men, so I don't be can to speak on that type of shit. We men. I ain't do it for that reason. I did it because I just honor my brothers, my friendships and brotherhood. I honor that shit. I love you, bro.
So, man, that's cool. So you still love him?
Bro, I poured so much into this nigga, I can't even hate him, bro. In jail, I thought I hated him when he took the pleas and shit, when they did that. I thought I hated these niggas. Nigga, my girl made me realize, like, but you don't hate him. You just mad at him. Yeah. You don't hate him, bro.
You hate him motherfucker, you stop talking about him.
Or you hate a nigga, you on a whole nother type of time.
Yeah. You stop talking about him.
Like, but I don't wish no ill will on him. You're crazy.
So as you see there, That's Young Thug. He got like a 16-part series with Banks. Like literally, like I can't even keep up with how much talking he been doing since he got out of jail.
A lot.
With that being said, like listening to him talk about his friendship like that. Were you able to see any of that? Hear any of that, Plug?
No.
I'm gonna play it again because I know you're gonna. I'm gonna play this again, y'all. So just bear with us. This is Young Thug talking about Gunna, and the title is beware of these type of friends. So.
It's part here, bro. I already.
So I mean, I'm not too familiar with their story. I'm not. You know, admittedly, I'm not too familiar with their story, and so it's a little bit harder for me to judge it. I think he does sound hurt because he missed their relationship and that they did dirt together, and one of them took a plea deal and left the other one rotting in jail. So I'm gonna hear a little bit about the from the panel.
These are friends that are doing stuff for you and keeping a checklist.
Let's have on it.
And then he literally said, "I would never speak on him." You just spoke on him for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You just didn't speak on what you gave him monetarily. You even spoke on his daddy not liking him. And
emotional stuff.
Yeah, like. So what are y'all thoughts on this, man? This is just another intolerable lesson that I'm putting up tonight.
To me, sounds like they were sleeping together.
Ooh. Always gotta go there. Oh shit. Oh. Soft rain. Why is it always gotta go there? Every time. See? Men, I need y'all to take a clear, concise example of what was just said on this show. Every single time you start to show a little bit of emotion, they think you got a boyfriend. Every time. And I don't understand the logic, but that's what we go into. It's a good thing that I didn't play the other video today because I just didn't want them two comedians on the show today. It's a good thing because they were saying the same thing about somebody else that this wonderful human being, Soft Rain from Conversations with Soft Rain, was saying. But yeah, come on now. Come on, Soft Rain. Why you got to do him like that? Thug was talking like he lost his ex. Because, hey, he kind of feels like, man, he was, you know what I'm saying? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? He sounded real hurt, but not the type of hurt that I would think that man would feel hurt. I mean, after all that stuff they went through, I mean, I don't know about all the realness, but hey, super emotional stuff, man. And I don't think it's the good type of emotion.
For real.
I wish it didn't. I'd rather with you. This hurts a lot right now.
Okay, look. Honestly, for a man to be that invested emotionally in another man, it really sounds like that. Plug, mute your mic. It sounds like that for a man to be that emotionally invested and that passionate about everything they did, everything he did for him, and he's hurt.
He sure was keeping tabs.
Honestly, the only logical thing that I see is that they have relations.
I was thinking the same shit. Everybody was.
Come on, back up.
Everybody was.
No. I mean, that's the first thing that came to my mind whenever he was just feeling his, because he's got love. He loves that dude. You know, that's what I hear. Is that he loves that dude, and I was there for you, and this I did all this for you, and yet and still you took the plea deal, and I can't believe you did that to me when we were down like 4 flat tires, and you had this going on, and nobody knew about it. I gave you me, I gave you all of me, I did all of this for you, and he's so hurt by another dude. He was sleeping together.
These some hoe ass nigga, man. I can't. Hey, for all you sons of bitches who would say, man, you gotta listen to thugs, man. I don't listen to that shit. You don't affect my discology whatsoever. I don't listen to that shit no way. I don't give a damn what it do. But I was thinking the same shit. Hey, man, that shit around here. Goddamn, but I was thinking, man, damn, but they fucking.
I mean, he's so passionate about it.
He was hurt, girl.
They've spent some intimate times together. I will say this, for him to be so passionate about somebody else.
I be like that with my family. I can't even lie. I be like that with my. I be like that. I be like that with my family. But
that's your family.
But that's your family.
That's
your family.
It's like, damn.
You hurt.
I think it's worse.
Hurt.
I think it's worse when a woman already notices it. Like we have to say nothing. April said, they have more than what we know.
No, you know what? I'm gonna tell you to be real. I know we joking. That shit was funny. I ain't gonna lie. That shit was funny as hell, April. That shit took the fuck out of me. But to be real, he trying to justify that old sucker ass shit that he did. That's what it was. You know what I'm talking about? Like for real, bro. Like he tried to justify that shit that he did. Yeah. And try to make it seem like it still was on Buddy. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool. That's cool, bro. Anybody else fall for that shit and they let you back in and let you still rap, it's all good. Like Rollo say, get that Christian record ready, bro. Because at the end of the day, bro, you can't justify that shit you did, bro.
Yeah.
Can't justify that shit you did, bro.
And then it's crazy though, because Gunna is your biggest artist on YSL. Gunna is the payday. So your whole Gunna is we see that right now. Gunna didn't miss a beat, regardless of what was going on. And it's just crazy that somebody would keep record of everything they did for you for a moment like this. That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
I mean, let me ask this, because my best friend Alicia, she in the chat. Me and her been going strong 22 years. I think I counted today, Alicia.
All right.
Have we
ever I think I gotta go and do this.
On what we have done for each other over the years?
I got to do it.
Tell me that.
All right. Look. I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. If y'all didn't listen to any of Young Thug's music from back in the day, he kind of left it in the music. He left it in the music. All right. You know what? He left it in the music. He did. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all. Because I'm not saying this out loud. Nope, I'm just gonna show y'all. This song he did with the Migos. This is all his lyrics. His lyrics for the song that he did with the Migos. Y'all see this? Let's make it big for you. Y'all see what his lyrics are? Y'all see what that man said? So if y'all questioning if Young Thug is worried about, you know, thugging, take a look at the lyrics. I done told all of these, I don't want no more kisses. Moi. I done told all of mine, they better get up and go get it. I done told all of these and these, it's my indecision. And I want them racks, and I don't care who go get it. And I'm feeling like I'm in too deep. Don't fall in love with the fishes. Do not get drowned in the water. I'm in too deep. I don't want to call her no more. Okay, all right, this is too much for me. All right, I can't, man. I think we've Classic Codes has cracked the codes on Young Thug. Thank y'all to the No Middleman podcast for providing that bit of entertainment for me. I think there's a bigger message about friendship in there. And I think that one of the biggest things is you got to know who's your real friend and who isn't. People that are going to maybe ride for you, not necessarily ride you. Can't believe y'all did that to me today. But you did. I think it's time. Y'all think it's time? It's time for the random video of the day. It is definitely time for the random video of the day. Let's go.
Hey, babe. So I remember my senior year in high school, my homegirl called me and was like, hey, I'm about to come pick you up. I'm like, bet, scoot me. It was like towards the last period of the day anyway, and I ain't really have no cares anyway. So we riding, laughing, talking, nothing out of the normal at all, right? We pull up to her brother's house.
So you
Hey, babe. So I remember my senior year in
It's
high
only 2
school,
minutes, so.
my homegirl called me and was like, hey, I'm about to come pick you up. I'm like, bet, scoot me. It was like towards the last period of the day anyway, and I ain't really have no cares anyway. So we riding, laughing, talking, nothing out of the normal at all, right? We pull up to her brother's house. That's normal too. We always pulled up to her brother's house and chilled and whatever. So as I'm walking up, because she asked me to come in with her, I can hear a lot of commotion coming from outside, right? So I can clearly hear her brother arguing and his girlfriend. So we walk in and I immediately see him. He has like a long scratch right here. He has scratches on his neck and then like a little cut right here. So clearly the girlfriend had been putting her hands on him, right? So I can immediately tell, 'cause I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I can immediately hear that the girlfriend found out that my homegirl's brother had been cheating on her real bad. So an altercation, she put her hands on him. But before I could even say anything, before I could make sense of anything, babe, my homegirl had got a hold of that girl and did that girl so bad, babe, I could not believe it. Like when I'm telling you, I've never seen an altercation that bad to this same day. And I'm 30. This happened when I was in high school, my senior year. I've never seen an altercation so bad. My homegirl did that girl so bad in the house, beat that girl out her shoes in the house, snatched off her wig, beat her bad in the house, drug her, told me to move, drug her out the house, outside, in front of the girl car, beat her again in the grass. Girl had grass stains. Her braids underneath the wig was coming out, and I'm just standing there like, what is going on? My homegirl beat that girl again outside, made her get up with no shoes on, no wig on, and told her to get in the car and leave and don't come back. And I remember I was so flabbergasted by all of this. I went and sat in the car and I just leaned back in the seat like, wow, that girl got cheated on and then just got beat on like that bad. So I guess the moral of this story is keep your hands and feet to yourself. And don't be putting your hands on no man assuming that he's not going to retaliate when he has a sister that will pull up and do it for him.
Damn. Damn. I swear. All right. Y'all, we just heard about this. We just heard about this, right? She came in here throwing her weight around because she knew she was getting cheated on. And she started beating on the dude. Here's the thing, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. If you get cheated on, or if you're the cheater, leave. Just leave. Just leave. Like for real. Just leave. You will feel so much better about yourself if you leave and you don't let yourself get involved with this type of stuff. Just like we saw the other day with Renner and PJ Washington, the wife was in the car waiting for her to get out of pocket. The wife was waiting for Brittany to get out of pocket with PJ so the wife could go off on her. It's a lot of people that said that was very, wrong, and PJ shouldn't have done that, but that was his wife. And he definitely not about to hit a girl who definitely not hit him before. I'm like, she came in there like a bull in a china shop, that dude smacking him up, everything from the story we just heard. And she got dragged by the sister, the big little sister. All right, Classic. All right. We're going to do another story time while we wait on Classic. How about that? Y'all get 2 today. Let's see what we got. Let me see what we got. See if it's something random. See if a title. Great moments and unintended consequences. What could possibly go wrong with this?
And now, great moments and unintended consequences. Part 1, Tree Decree. The year, 2019. The problem? Mexico needs trees. The solution? The Sowing Life Project, a $3.4 billion program that pays farmers to plant fruit and timber trees on barren land. Not only will this help spruce up the environment, but it will fight poverty and inequality by paying the farmers to maintain the new trees. Sounds like a great idea. With the best of intentions, what could possibly go wrong? It turns out poor farmers need money, and since standing trees didn't qualify for the program, the system incentivized farmers to cut down mature trees to make way for new ones. In one village, 2/3 of the program's participants chopped down forests to get that cash. One study found the program caused the deforestation of more than 280 square miles. But you know what they say about the best laid plans. Part 2, Pay Care. The year, 1998. The problem? Well, technically this was a research study, but private daycare centers in Israel are tired of parents arriving late. The solution? Fine tardy parents a small fee for every late pickup. Sounds like a great idea. With the best of intentions, what could possibly go wrong? It turns out money isn't the only incentive, and a fine is just a price. To the surprise of the researchers, late arrivals more than doubled. The penalty, it seemed, allowed parents to ease their conscience. The shameful apology that once burdened them shifted to a simpler, legitimate cash transaction. One they were happy to pay, because honestly, ask any new parent what they wouldn't pay for an extra 10 minutes of free time. Part 3, Loophole Lunch. The year, 1896. The problem? Alcohol is ruining the moral fiber of New York. The solution? The Raines Law, a bevy of rules that made it harder to open or operate drinking establishments, including a ban on the sale of alcohol on Sundays, except for hotel and lodging houses that serve drinks with complimentary meals. I mean, wealthy New Yorkers tend to dine out at ritzy hotels when their servants have the day off, so no need to ruffle their rich, upstanding, virtuous feathers. It's those poor people that are ruining everything, so yeah, stick it to them. Sounds like a terrible idea, with puritanical intentions. What could possibly go wrong? It turns out people like drinking, even on Sundays. The ban was wildly unpopular. Almost immediately, Raines Law hotels were born. Basements and attics were converted into barely furnished rooms, and proprietors made deals with neighboring lodging houses. In Brooklyn, the number of registered hotels went from 13 to 800 after 6 months. Prostitutes and unmarried couples found the new rooms especially convenient. To fulfill the law's food requirement, bar staff invented the Raines Sandwich, an easy, simple meal that would be served with the patron's drink, but not consumed. The frequently inedible sandwich would be whisked away in seconds and quickly paired with the next order. It was not uncommon for the same sandwich to be reused for weeks. Yum! Food for naught. Great moments and unintended consequences. Good intentions, bad results. And now, great moments and unintended consequences. Part 1, Tree Decree.
That's the end of
the
that.
year.
All right, I ain't got too much for that one at all. As you can see, I think we should do some chat Q&A. Y'all get y'all stories together. Yo, what y'all got for me today? It's time for chat Q&A. I'll give y'all a second to pick up. In the meantime, we will sit right here